In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to make pumpkin pie ice cream just in time for the holidays, so let's get started. We're going to need a few ingredients from here, and I've got them laid out, luckily, on the counter just for you. Sizzle, serve, yum. All right, we got a few of the basics. We've got a handheld blender with, of course, the end that you're going to need, not the whisk, you want to get this one, and then we're going to use a whole thing of heavy whipping cream by Horizon, 2 eggs, 2 large eggs preferably. You will need only the yolk. You will also have your vanilla extract. You will have your sweetener. I'm going to be using liquid monk fruit sweetener for this one. We're also going to have some pumpkin spice. Only going to use less than half of a dropper of this because this is pretty potent, guys. And then also use what you have on hand as far as pumpkin pie spice. If you've got McCormick, that's good. But for this one, I'm also going to be using the Spice Islands pumpkin pie spice. First thing we're going to do is we are going to crack these open. And I am going to take the egg whites out. And usually what I do is I have a little trick. I just kind of use the yolk shell, pour it out, and that's how I separate the egg white. Okay, we're going to place the yolk in there. Now later on, if you wanted to, you could actually use this for meringue, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not probably going to use it. Just because I'm going to be cooking a few other things. But if you wanted to, you could use it. So it's just a really easy way to separate the egg yolks. Next up, we're going to use 1/8 of a teaspoon of some vanilla. So we're going to use some vanilla to place in there. I've got these really cool magnetic measuring spoons because mine keep getting lost and they stick together. So the link will be in the description below. We're going to use 1/8 of vanilla. I really like vanilla. I think that it gives the food a great taste. I'm also going to use some of this monk sweetener, and I'm going to be using 1/2 teaspoon of that. Let's pour that in. And then I'm going to use on the other side, and I'm just going to show you this. This is the pumpkin spice dropper that we were talking about. And that one is going to be, I'm just going to show you right here, is 0.25 milliliters is what I'm going to use. Oops. And we're just going to use the rest of that. It's very potent, guys. You don't need a whole lot. You don't want to ruin your ice cream. I promise you. But this is really cool. It'll keep, to me, it has a really nice fancy bottle. I do like the fact that it comes with a dropper and I'm not having to try to figure it out with just a cap. So yeah, a little bit goes a long way. Even the brand recommends this. I'm also going to use a dash of my pumpkin pie spice just because I know it has a little bit of nutmeg and cinnamon in it, and that's it. We'll use more in a second. Next step is to pour all that heavy whipping cream in. I usually like to give it a nice little shake. Let me do it this way, guys. We don't want to mess on our hands. Last time I did the last video, last week, all of this poured on the floor. That was, it's taken a little bit longer than I usually have for videos. But anyway, I shake it out. I just give it a good tap. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, now we're going to use our hand mixer on the first knob right here, the first number 1, because if we put it too high, we don't want it to turn to butter. We just want to make sure that we are getting that egg yolk that is being mixed in there, so it gives it a nice thick taste, but also the blending is going to give it nice, I want to say more of like an airy type of feeling in the ice cream. It's going to be very light and fluffy, and you can see the bubbles gathering on the bottom to make that happen. You don't have to, like I said, do it for a very long time. I'm going to just mix it really well. And when I start to see a little bit more froth on the top, then I'm gonna stop. So you can see like what I mean by frothy. If I would have kept blending this, this would have ended up as whipped cream, but all of these air bubbles right here, that's just gonna give the ice cream a little bit of a light consistency. We're gonna go ahead and we are going to pour in all of our ice cream. I like to use a silicone spatula so that way I can get every last drop. It just helps to reduce waste too. Like, I just love using this one. I'll have a link in the description for that one as well. But I will tell you right now, it's also perfect if you bake. And it just seems to scrape the edges of bowls very easily. All right, so we got almost all of it. And now you can see some of the pumpkin pie spice on the top. We're gonna go ahead and we're going to, let's clean that up just a little bit. Yeah, I've got a few drips here and there, but that's okay. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna place the top on this, and then we're placing this in our freezer. I'm just gonna go ahead. Go ahead and place in the freezer. Yeah, I've got 3 more for you guys. All right, we're gonna come back in about maybe 2.5 hours for that to be ready to be eaten. You're gonna want to put your bowl in the freezer for a bit with the mixer because that's what's gonna give you the optimum peaks that you want for your whipped cream. Go ahead and take your whipped cream out of the refrigerator, add 1 to 2 squirts of your favorite monk fruit and a dash of your pumpkin pie spice, and look at that creamy, delicious whipped cream. You can place 1 or 2 dollops on top of your ice cream, and then also you can say this is your pumpkin pie ice cream and not feel left out. Look at that. It looks beautiful and it is delicious. So let's take a look at this. The thickness of that whipped cream can also last the whole day. You could just whip it up again, but we're gonna go ahead and give this a try right now. Look at how it looks. I left it in the freezer just for a little while so it wouldn't melt. And I'm gonna go ahead and taste it. You're gonna get my true feelings and reaction right now. That was so good. I was tasting pumpkin pie, but not really. But what's nice about this is I have the feeling of pumpkin pie, but now I have a little something to have later on when I sit with my family during the holidays. Definitely make sure that you like and subscribe, and also be sure to click on these next videos if you like this pumpkin pie ice cream video as well. See you in the next video.